That was President Joe Biden essentially insulting over 30 million people in the state of Texas when he used the term Neanderthal after Governor Greg Abbott lifted the mask mandate there that will officially take place this coming Wednesday. For more on all this, we want to welcome in presidential historian and author of Inside Trump's White House. Historian Doug Wead is joining us once again here on Wake Up. Doug, nice to see you again.
Hi, thank you, Rob. Hi, Rachel. Good to see you guys.
The term Neanderthal is defined as uncivilized, unintelligent, or an uncouth person. Now, it's never a good idea to bring up the Nazis unless you're doing it in historical context, which I'm going to do now. The Nazis used the term throughout the 1930s, subhuman, to describe certain citizens, certain German citizens and other European citizens. Joe Biden ran under a banner of uniting America, and language like that doesn't do anything to unite Americans. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and of course, his first statement to the nation as president-elect was an attack on Donald Trump. Usually you're generous towards the person you've just beaten in an election. It was like he had lost. And then he attacked the supporters. You never attack the people. You attack the leader and then the supporters. Rob, compare that to Barack Obama, who said in one of his speeches, there is no black America, there's no white America, Latino, Asian, there's the United States of America, and who appointed 3 Republicans, only 2 made it, but right. 2 Republicans to his cabinet, and who right after he won the election, imagine Biden doing this, Obama brought in John McCain, his opponent, into the White House and sat him down and asked his advice on who he should put in government. So we haven't seen anything quite like this. Joe Biden is the first president since Herbert Hoover who has not appointed a member of the opposition party.
Doug, let me stop you there, because that is hugely fascinating to me. So Herbert Hoover, you got to go back a century for Herbert Hoover when he was president. Absolutely Democratic, an absolute Democratic cabinet, at least right now for Joe Biden. Now, I thought Joe Biden, when he was in the Senate, he was kind of a partisan guy. He was known to, be out and about with a lot of Republicans. He was a gregarious guy when he was in the U.S. Senate. What happened? What happened to Joe Biden?
You're absolutely right, Rob. That's very astute. He was seen as bipartisan. He was beloved by Republicans and Democrats, and we wish him well now.
Right.
But apparently he's the total captive of this extreme wing of the Democratic Party, and they're not sated. There's blood in the water. They want more.
Yeah.
So we don't know how far they're going to drag him and whether he and his staff, his old instincts will prevail. He'll try to unite the country. He has kept one Republican holdover, James Ray, but he has not brought in, like even Trump brought in, a Democrat.
I want to mention what goes on with gaffes. You brought up President Obama. I remember he was on a late night talk show and he said that he bowled, I think, a 129, and then he compared it to the Special Olympics. They were apologizing for that, by the way, the administration, before that late night show aired later that day, because of course they pre-taped that stuff earlier in the day. All presidents make gaffes. This Neanderthal comment sounded totally tone deaf and really offensive. Donald Trump certainly had a few. Ronald Reagan even had a few famous gaffes. Take a listen to this.
Facts are a stupid thing.
All right, so that one, a super simple mistake. But what do you think about? Do you think that was just slip of the tongue, or did he really mean that, Joe Biden?
Well, it would be slip of the tongue if it weren't constantly repeated and it weren't corrected. If he could come out and say, no, I didn't mean to diss half of the country. If he would say, no, I'm sorry, I said there was no vaccine when I came into office. I apologize. There was a vaccine. Trump did get us a vaccine. But there's no apology whatsoever, and he has the national media just rubbing it in,
right,
which doesn't do him much good, actually, in my humble opinion. So it's a very odd time. It's almost a Soviet Orwellian time. 2 + 2 = 5, and that's being crammed down our throats.
Very much so. And I think, Doug, we have to point it out, because if Donald Trump had said the same thing, I mean, this would be the biggest story in America right now, bigger than Andrew Cuomo, bigger than COVID relief. But because it's Joe Biden, everyone's like, well, that's just good old 78-year-old Joe, and you know that he makes gaffes sometimes. But some of those gaffes are really offensive, and I think this. You know what Neanderthal thinking is, Doug? Quickly, I think it's releasing 108 COVID positive immigrants into the U.S. on the Mexico-Texas border. That might be classified as Neanderthal thinking. Not
Wow,
taking your mask
touche.
off when appropriate. Doug, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Come back and see us too. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Rob. You too.
My friends are calling me all the time and writing me and saying, you've disappeared from television. We can't find you. We don't see you anymore. This is the only way we've figured out how to beat the censors. If you subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell, you'll get notification when I'm on TV. Otherwise, you won't get my Instagrams, my messages on Facebook. It's censorship. So I want to hear from you. I want you to be able to hear from me.